Hello, everyone. This is TheFloofCast, Ep.7. I am your host and moderator, Red, aka Joell, and my co-host Draco.
Hello.
And back from the dead back from being busy, not dead, just busy, is Nova Lynxa.
Totally didn't die.
And
I
this,
don't know what you're talking about.
and this week's topics are feelings. General feelings and how some things can affect you, and sometimes being in the fandom can affect certain things. So today, the first question is dealing with depression. Anybody is free to start off. Draco, would you like to start off? Being that you've been in a fandom for 15 plus years,
Yes,
you've probably dealt
but
with this or have known people who have dealt with this because of fandom feelings of parents not being happy about them being in
Drama
the fandom.
llamas.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I've seen a lot of people deal with depression, and usually most of the times that I do see it, and a lot of people, I have seen a few people, haven't seen them, but I do know a few people that have committed suicide over the years that I've talked to. And the one thing that I've noticed with the worst cases is people always think down upon themselves that it's their
Excuse me.
fault when it's not.
Excuse me, apologies.
No, that's fine while you have a silent death while I'm trying to explain.
Pretty much.
At least you picked an appropriate moment to die.
Yeah.
Every
Oh.
time I die.
Well, yeah, it's just usually the people that have the worst case of depression is those who generally look down upon themselves. And I can honestly relate to this in a lot of ways. Not most ways, but a lot of ways. And it honestly sucks, because when someone's not happy, you feel that you are doing something wrong.
Mm.
And I have to keep reminding myself for the last decade or so, with the fandom, with not being the typical straight person, in most cases of people hating you, because usually it's through religion, society is still learning to change and accept people. And it is going to be a forever struggle for people to truly be themselves and be happy, and no one's like, a book says this, or family says that. Just basically one of those things you just have to keep moving forward, focusing on your own life. And if you do have to close out your own family to reach that freedom, maybe it's a step you should take. It might be hard at first, but you'd see how much you'd actually cheer up if you take that step.
I've seen a lot of it of my short period of time in the fandom. It coming mostly because of the youngins in the Google Pluses. I've seen it a lot, and I mean a lot lately. And a lot of
Rebabs.
a lot of the pups out there and a lot of the fandoms are like, hey, well, kind of don't want it. And I understand why some of the groups say we don't want, depressing subjects, because, depressing subjects suck. But if someone's really having a bad time, it kind of someone to talk to is something good. And if this is the only place they have a place to turn to that they feel comfortable talking to someone about, then they really should do that. But it comes down to this: if someone says, "Hey, I'm very depressed right now. I'm thinking of self-harm or whatever it may be, or I'm dealing with issues and I need someone to talk to." If someone approaches you, in the Google Pluses or whatever and says, "Hey, PM me, let's talk," if you're having that issue, talk with a person who's offering to help you, because they're concerned about you for whatever purpose it may be. It just may be a friendly person who's old enough to understand, who's gone through the same shit you've gone to, and is wanting to sit there and talk to you and get your concept of what's going on and deal with that. Just don't leave that person in the dark, because you don't know what the person's thinking. It might be, oh shit, that person did what he said he was gonna do. And then that person kind of gets all bummed out about it, because like, shit, I could have saved this person if they would have just said something to me, or I was there faster, or whatever. But I kind of understand why a lot of the admins and owners don't want it, and I respect that. Yes, it is not really a good thing to be in, because it's not meant to be, the fandom's not meant to be a kind of a depressing place, but everybody's got their own issues that, we have to work out day by day basis. And, it may not be the best place to bring it up, but if you can't go anywhere else, then, I'm more than sure that someone's willing to take the time out to talk to you about it.
Yeah, like me, my face.
And there's
I will
also
listen.
there's also calls lines that you can call, suicide, anti-suicide lines, but they're not only just for suicide, they're there to talk to people, period, and to get the one-on-one conversation with just some random person that's at least willing to help you. And I posted a while ago, someone did it and I reposted it, because it's, if you're thinking about that stuff, then yeah, you might want to have someone to talk to. And I remember that one person commented on and said, wow, that's dark, but the fact was, I did it because this person, I know people out there, and I've already seen it in the fandom, where people are like, I'm gonna kill myself, or I'm self-harming, or whatever it may be. And it's like, if there's a number that I can give someone to call, if I can't talk to them, or they don't feel comfortable talking with me, then they should call that number. I'm gonna remember to put the link of my Google Plus posting of it in the description below, so if you guys have any thoughts about that and you want to check it out. It was handwritten out by someone else. It's not my handwriting, and yes, there are probably some numbers on there that aren't to your country. Like, I remember someone saying, hey, there's no Australia, and I actually took the time to look it up. I don't know if that number is 100% workable. Don't quote me on some of the numbers either, because I have no way of calling these numbers to verify. And but if you need help,
and actually, when it comes to that, when you're talking about being possibly suicidal, I think the least of your concerns is paying an extra on the phone bill for an international call for help.
Well, I'm not gonna I'm talking about me verifying the number, because one woman wanted. No, I mean, if it's that situation, and I went and Googled a helpline for Australia. It happened to be Australia. I went and Googled it. I can't verify it. What I'm saying is I couldn't verify it because I don't know, because it's a number that only works in Australia. It's like 11, 13, or 14, something weird like that, where I can't verify it, but I'm hoping it's a correct number, so someone needs the help can actually call that number and get the help. That's what I was getting at, not, hey, whatever. I'm just trying to say I can't verify the numbers because I don't know. And it's also not that it's an international call thing, it's also the fact that language barrier too. If you call like Argentina but you don't speak Argentine, it's going to kind of be hard to, maybe find someone who speaks English or French or German or something like that. So not everybody speaks the same language, not everybody speaks English, so. But I'll remember to put that in the description so you guys can look at the numbers at least. If you need the help, get the help.
Anything to add, Silver?
As for dealing with depression, I find that going out for like a walk really helps. Like just getting out of your house, just like go out for an hour. Just, don't hide your emotions, like just get really into them. Don't push them away, actually experience them. A lot of the times when I'm depressed, I finally get fed up of, feeling like crap, and I'm just like, whatever, feelings, take this, and I just analyze why I'm feeling that way and because of what reasons. And a lot of the time I do this during a walk, and what normally happens is I just start like running. It goes from a walk and figuring out what's wrong to going on a run and just experiencing all these emotions and getting exercise, because sitting there and thinking about how you feel doesn't really help as much as, getting out there and just exercising. I guess, it sounds really dumb, like when you're depressed, go for a run, but it really helps. Like, it really does. As for where to turn for help, there are a lot of hotlines and stuff, but if you have like phone anxiety, because like some days I'll be in a weird funk and I can't even call the pizza guy without having a panic attack. It's really dumb, but whatever. I'll be like, I don't know if I want cheese or pepperoni, and sometimes it's just like that. And my mom will make fun of me in the car, but I'm like, I can't call them. You have to do that when I'm done. When you're not driving the car, you have to call them. I can't do it.
Let's see, that's cheese, pepperoni, and click.
Yeah. There are places where you can... I can't remember the exact website, but I can find it so that Red can put it in the description. But there's places where you can just type to people. It's kind of like the whole suicide hotline thing, but for typing in case you have phone anxiety. There's also, your friends. Just hit them up on Skype, be like, I have the SADS, and I want to yell at you about it for an hour. And most of the time, they'll be like, cool, I'm here to listen. But if they're butts, and they're like, go away with your SADS, you can always talk to me. I'm willing to offer my services of listening to rants and being like, ooh, I'm so happy that you told me how you feel. And I don't even know what to say about that right now. Because a lot of the time, dealing with your emotions and getting help is just, verbally vomiting at someone for 10 minutes and then them being like, wow, let me absorb all of this for you. And, maybe we can talk about something that makes you happy. And that's what helps me.
Yep.
End rant.
Yeah, talking, and there are other things out there, because I know a lot of people with anxiety who can't talk, either verbally or by text or whatever, and they have to. There's always places out there, and I think a lot of the places that you can call have websites that do the same thing now because of technology. Everybody's got a website anymore, so you could probably find the same place, the same number that would go, oh, okay, we have a chat, you chat with someone while they talk with someone else on the phone while they chat with you type person, the multitasker help person.
Yeah.
Okay, we kind of covered this a bit, but number 2 is where to turn to help. I kind of will start this off a bit. Family, if you have decent family who are willing to do that, to talk to, it's always a good place to talk to your family.
There goes the microphone. What?
Anyways, family is sometimes you could chat with them. It's actually kind of good to chat with them at times. especially letting them know what's going on. If you're like, especially if you're suicidal, yes, sometimes that could end up poorly for you. But then again, it also lets your family know what's going on with your thoughts, and it's not good to, just keep it quiet, and then next thing you know, your son or whatever's attempted, and you have to deal with that stress or whatnot. Friends, always go talk with friends if you have them. Talk with them first before maybe talking to your parents. Maybe so it's not like, if it's something that's very small comparative to you, and you're like it's or small in comparison together, that's bugging you, and you go tell your parents, and then all of a sudden they think you need help or something like that, where just all you really wanted was to rant to someone. Always start with your friends or someone that you're close to, your mate or whatever. If you have a decent mate, I'm more than sure that they will willing to sit down and listen to you bullshit and rant and cry and rage and whatnot. And if you don't have a decent mate, then go to your friend. You don't have a decent friend, then, well, contact one of the numbers. And then if all else fails, I mean, you always have your family. And it doesn't matter what they may think of you or what you may think of them thinking about you. They're your family. If they love and care about you, they'll let you vent and deal with it. That's about all I can think of personally for myself where you would turn to. Anybody else wish to add something to that?
Sometimes just to go with help, it's just as simple as listening to non-destructive music, meaning no dope die motherfucker die.
Aw, but that helps so much.
Sure,
Fuck
it does.
It helps me. Fuck that shit, man. I get in one of the moods, and I hear like fucking listen to Rammstein or something like that, and I don't speak 100% German, but I know what the hell they're saying, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna put on some death metal or heavy metal and sit there, play a game, and then just beat the shit out of the game, and then all of a sudden I'm happy and I'm back to being myself. But that's just me. I mean, I tend to find if I'm depressed or angry or fed up or whatever it may be, I'll pop in a game. If it's something that like, oh, I'm pissed off at this person, I'll pop into a violent game, and I'll take the aggression out on some NPC and listen to some metal and take it out on a zombie in Minecraft or something like that.
Well, for me, it's just listening to music, writing, reading, getting outside, even if it's like... So, basically, you could sneeze and the snot would be an icicle before it leaves your nose. Even if it's like that cold out, just getting outside helps me relax. And even a song you can relate to. I mean, I won't mention... there's a band called We As Human who has a song that's called Take the Bullets Away. And to me, they're not the biggest band out there, but there's a few lines in the song that really speak out to possibly getting help. There's... what's the first one I'm thinking of? I need a moment.
Well, I gotta say about taking bullets away, it's not a good thing if you're playing an FPS shooter. You kinda need your bullets. So don't take the bullets away.
Star Wars, laser.
Well, nobody plays Star Wars no more. Peh. They're coming out with this new Star Wars game, no one's gonna play it.
Lines now. 3 lines I can relate to. One is, will you help me see the light of one more day?
Meanwhile, while I tried to
you're
figure
so
out
disarming, and near the end of the song, there is a line that says, and I drop all my weapons to show you that I'm not afraid.
Or he could have just went with it easier and just say, hey guys, you got Google the damn song.
I know, I'm just talking about those that don't want to Google it. There's a couple
Grumpy,
sites
grumpy,
that
grumpy,
have links.
Nobody wants to Google it. We're in an era of Googling it.
We're in a
Oh,
time of internet. If you have the freedom to listen to this, well, basically, if you're online on YouTube, you're probably too lazy to turn on your TV, so you probably don't want to spend time looking up another thing.
Oh, I feel a two Griffin rant forming in me on that subject. I'm going to say no and let it die because I'm not even gonna go there with you on that one. So, Nova, any thoughts on how do you get out of cheering up? Unless you're not done, Draco. I don't mean to cut you off. Just
No, I'm done. Just songs, talking to people, getting outside.
I draw really. I just kind of, like I said, I don't necessarily. I get to a point where I don't hide from my emotions. I'm just like, oh, bleh, and I just attack it, and I just, I immerse myself in that emotion, and then I just draw whatever comes to mind.
another
Like,
thing.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Like earlier I had been feeling quite, torn into bits and stuff. So I actually drew one of my first gore pieces. Yeah. So I just drew that, and that's just where it came from. I just drew Lil Nova all torn to bits and fake blood and all that jazz, and I looked at it, well, as I was drawing it, I reflected upon it, and I was like, you wanna know what? Yeah, I feel better now that I've released it from its proverbial bottle and put it into good use. I don't let my upset emotions, go to waste. I turn it into something and make it do a job. Cause screw you, emotion. How dare you get me down?
Another thing I want to say is do something that you enjoy. If you got to do something to take your mind off it or relieve the stress, do something you enjoy. If it's gaming, game. If it's writing, write, art. Other things, if you're into other things, you can do them as well. I stress other things because I can't think of anything else that you might do. Sports, if you're just like throw a basketball, throw a baseball, box, hit a weight bag, stuff like that. And things, always things are good.
Stuff and things.
Yep. Definitely stuff a thing into things.
Oh god.
To not to break our explicit barrier. I know this is gonna sound really, 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 really weird, but in all seriousness, sometimes masturbating helps. I haven't had to do it personally, but I've had a lot of friends who are just like, yeah, I've wanked off and I felt better. For a lack of better terms. So there's also that.
I tried so. You had to bring.
you tried so hard.
No,
Draco.
you had to bring
You
that
tried
back
so
around.
hard, and you came so far, but in the end, didn't even matter.
No, you had to bring that back around. When he said other things, I tried so hard to resist, just screaming at the top of my lungs, sex.
Well, not even sex, because sometimes you're like, I don't even want to see people right now. So just, just masturbating aggressively.
Oh. Thank you, Nova.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
How to get out to cheer up. Okay. how we get out to cheer up. Well, some of us do things to each other.
Masturbate.
Others may play games. Others may listen to music. Some, it's not healthy, but some tend to like eating. You know, a little bit of good, nice. If you have some nice, good food or your favorite food, you got that available.
Take yourself out on a date.
Yeah, do a personal date. Take yourself out, have some fun time. And I don't mean
Go
fun time
bowling.
as in fun time. I mean as in, you know, you go out, grab a movie, grab a bite to eat. You know, maybe.
No red light district.
No, Draco. Exist in the public. Be public.
Yeah. And if you have like anxiety, heavy anxiety that kind of prevents you from doing that, well, stop and think.
Take a friend.
Take a friend. If that's too much for you, then maybe it's the time where you go speak to someone professionally about it. I have another friend who's really heavily in that situation where it kind of... only thing I can say to the person is it's time for you to get some help. I mean, it's time for you to talk to a doctor or talk to a physician.
Psychiatrist?
No,
Physician.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Something like that. Don't be afraid to do that. It doesn't mean that you go talk to someone like a psychiatrist means you're crazy. It doesn't mean that. They're just there to give you, help that you need. When I was younger, I've spent time talking with a psychiatrist. Did it help me? Yes, because it's just someone to talk to about bullshit. They sit there, they go, yes. And if it's bad, and they think it's bad, then yes, so they may prescribe you something. If the person's worth their weight in salt, they're not all psychiatrists are going to be out and going, yes, I'm going to put you on this medication. They're not going to do that. They're going to sit there, they're going to talk to you about it. They're going to go, okay, I see, wow.
And if you're against medication, like some of my friends are, it really messes with their mental chemistry.
Yep.
There's also non-medical ways of dealing with, stress or depression and stuff like that.
And a lot of days,
simple fixes.
A lot of times there is psychiatrists out there, or psychologists, or doctors that, hey, this medication I've been put on, I just don't do anything. I become a zombie. I don't want to do anything. And they'll go, okay. And some of them out there, if they're smart and they take their time and they really care about making sure people are healthy and whatnot, they will look into alternatives, because not everything can be fixed with a medication, because there's just side effects in medication that's not always prevalent or helpful for certain people. But just having that person to talk to that's not a family member, not a friend, and as professionally understanding and professionally knows that, hey, this is what's going on, I can explain it to you a lot better why you're feeling this way, and you can sit there and go, oh, I'm feeling this way because of X, Y, and Z. Because you talk to a friend until you're blue in the face and they'll go, I don't know, I felt like that before, but I really don't know.
It also only hurts those people that make it a point that they're sad, but then they don't tell anybody what's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, if you're
There's special ways of dealing with people like that, though.
Oh, yeah.
If they're like, I'm sad, and then when you're like, why are you sad? They're like, sad. I've had people like that.
Yep.
Okay. But
Okay.
if people make it a point, or if anyone out there makes it a point to express that they are feeling bad or depressed, live up to what you put out there and be ready to explain it to those that actually want to help.
The thing I gotta...
no, but... Sorry, Red, but, with that, you have to also understand that there's social anxieties and complications with just pouring your heart out in front of people. Sometimes people are like, oh man, I'm sad. And most of the time they just want someone to like be there and be like, oh dang, I'm sorry you're sad. Do you want to like play a video game together, or maybe go out for coffee next week? You know, let's go do something. Let's help you get out of this funk, instead of being like, oh, why don't you tell me why you're sad? Why you hide that you're sad? Don't be sad. Sad is dumb.
You want to have sex? Yeah. Things I had to do it because I had to do it because.
Best friend, I'm sorry you're sad. Do you want to, boink in the corner? Yeah. What the hell, Red?
Totally not taking advantage.
The thing is, and I'm a good person when it comes to, and the reason why I brought that up and made
having
a joke.
Sex when you're sad?
No, it's the joke aspect of things. Being able to laugh at just dumb shit like that. It's helpful and healthy. If you're really bummed out, and other things, if you're bummed out, watch something that you know that you enjoy that's funny, because laughter is a good medication, as you're letting off endorphins because you're laughing and having a good time and whatnot, and I always find laughter and comedy a good form of medication because it always helps. It helps me a lot. I'll sit there and I'll watch something that's completely outrageously funny, because I'll be bummed out and it'll be gone. I don't even remember why I was bummed out, because I was too busy laughing my ass off on someone saying something stupid or doing something stupid or whatever. And I was going to say something about a earlier thing. If this is more for not the person who's sad or depressed, but this is more for the friend. If your friend or someone out there that you know, or just someone, if it's on the Google Pluses that say something, and if someone says, hey, can we talk? I don't feel happy, I'm depressed. Don't blow them off. Just take the time, if it be a 5-minute conversation with a person or whatever. Just don't blow them off. If you're busy, say, hey, I could talk with you for a couple minutes. I'm kind of busy. Can this, is it okay if we talk for a little bit? And then maybe when I'm done doing what I need to do, could we come back to it later? It's just, if you're in a depressive mood and nobody wants to talk to you, that just compounds the mood that you're in. And if you can't find someone to talk to, you're like, well, fuck, I kind of really want to talk to my best friend, but he's so busy, and I'm afraid to talk to him about it or her about it because, they might say something stupid like, let's have sex, or whatever it may be.
Red.
Or not even that. If somebody, you're just afraid, don't be afraid to ask your friends. If they're busy, they'll let you know. If they're good friends, they'll let you know, hey, I'm busy right now. If this can't wait, then, if we can do it for 5 minutes or whatever time I have allotted, then that's cool, and then we can talk a little bit more, and afterwards, they're more than willing to work with you, especially if they're good true friends, or true mates, or true family members. It's just, you really want to try to be there for that person when someone says, hey, I'm depressed, or hey, I'm sad. Just don't blow them off, because it just, like I said, it compounds on the person's feelings, and it can make shit worse really quickly. Stuff escalates fast. I've learned through my education that stuff escalates very quickly, very rapidly, in a blink of an eye. Where one person, one moment, someone's just sad, and the next moment, they're grabbing for things to do self-harm to themselves, or if it's even worse, self-harm to others and then themselves. And you kind of have to learn when to deal with escalation as you can. So and don't feel afraid that you're depressed or you're sad, and think about, oh, this person won't understand me because they're never depressed or sad. But people like to put on airs, and they walk around with a smile on their face, but 10 to 1 that everybody has a depression streak in them, and then they'll understand.
Yeah.
Any more on how to get out and cheer yourself up? I feel I covered it with having sex with someone else, but that's just me.
Oh, you.
So far,
Calm
we have
thy
masturbation
loins.
and having sex.
Masturbation and sex, right?
Masturbation station.
Well, you know, we say shit and we kid, so it's. But in all due respect, if it's something that, you know, helps, whatever purpose it helps for, if a game helps, then do a game. If sex helps, then do sex. Whatever it may be. If it helps you forget, it helps you relieve the stress, or helps you deal with your issue, then do it. If it's not making more harm to yourself. Is something I gotta say about that.
Yeah.
Okay, dealing with school and work-related stress, i.e. artist block, or i.e. You know, for the young pups out there in the fandom, you know, hey, I'm in the fandom, I'm in high school, or junior high or whatever, hey, you're one of those fuckers who likes to fuck animals, right? That type of stress. Or that type of school-related issues.
Yeah.
I've never really had to deal with, other than a lot of teasing, I've really never had to deal with, you know, people bullying me or saying things like that, but I can understand it. Mine came from more that, I am an overweight individual. And, you know, you always got the fat jokes and shit like that. And after a while, I learned to deal with it, you know. First few times you hear a fat joke, you get all bummed out, or someone says something mean to you, you just get all depressed. But after a while, you learn that people can't come up with new things. So they reuse the same shit over and over again. It's like to the point where it's like, I don't care no more. And it's, for me, it's going to be there. If it's there constantly, you're going to eventually get thick skin to it and ignore it. And really, you should just ignore it, period. I mean, yes, it may be sad, it may be mean, but you're going to have to ignore it because you're going to have to deal with it every day as it is. But that's my thoughts on dealing with kind of a little bit of bullying in school. It's just, I kind of can't really comment on bullying, mainly because I kind of feel the same way too. The Ranting Griffin kind of feels on bullying is a person bullying you because they have a self-loathe about themselves as well. Usually, it comes back psychologically, and they either they have their own issues or their own inadequacies, and they take it out on you because it makes them feel better. And in the olden days, if someone bullied you, you turned around and whooped their frickin' ass, which can't really condone anymore.
Fisticuffs.
You whooped their butt, you punched it out, and either if you won, hey, they're not going to bully you no more. Usually nobody's not going to win. And usually, they never really wanted to go that far, because it is a psychological thing with them. They don't want to deal with it. They want to make you feel like you're nothing, because it makes them feel better. But once you start standing up for yourself and going, hey, no more, they'll go, they'll second guess themselves usually. But it's kind of sad nowadays that you can't really do that, and you can't really stand up for yourself without fear of, hey, I stood up for myself because this guy was bullying me. Now I'm in trouble because I stood up for myself. Or, you know, it just, you sit there and I go talk to someone about it, now I'm a snitch or whatever. It's like, I don't know, it kind of feels a little bit coddled a little too much anymore. And I kind of look at some of these attacks at schools are kind of coming down to these. I'm not saying every person who attacks a school is because they were bullied or whatever, but sometimes you have to think about it, that maybe that's why they did it. Maybe because they felt so outside of the realm, or they felt that they had to get back, and the only way they get back is doing whatever they've done. Going back to my education, I did a little bit of research both in my psychology 101 class and of my criminal justice or my juvenile justice class, that it sometimes, it comes down to stem down to the person is bullied or whatever. But I don't know. Doing excessive violence isn't necessarily how to deal with these situations. I mean, talk with someone is, I guess, the best thing I could say. And I guess that's another reason why they don't recommend anymore you fisticuffs in the school at lunch, because it condones violence, or I don't know.
People don't let kids play a roughhousing game like Red Rover anymore because it condones violence, or like tag or team sports because it leaves people out. Just like what?
Like I said, I could become a rant.
Players in corner.
I could be a rant. I could rant like Two Griffin does on some of the stuff, and it's just I'll allow him to do it because that's what he's good at. And but in situations like that, it's kind of sad. But I mean, you never had school shootings or school attacks when kids would go and it's like a bully, and a kid would turn around and whoop the bully's ass. I was actually, when I was younger, bullied. My grandfather, former Navy man, he boxed in the Navy, taught me how to box. I went to school the next week. I think it was like at the weekend he taught me. Went to school, got bullied. I turned around and whooped the kid's butt. I'm from that era where it was still safe to do that. I got in trouble. My grandfather was like, no, that's not going to be happening. I went to taught my grandson how to defend himself. You're going with the full... Yeah, so... Let's just say I never got bullied by that same kid again. But, yeah... It's a slippery slope when it comes to that type of stuff. But... He's from the era where there was no school shootings, there was no school stabbings, there was none of this, there was no mass gunmen killing, blowing stuff up. And I don't know if it's because of, these games that they used to play and all the stress relief that they had, and I don't know. Anyways, how do you deal with artist block?
Oh, me, my turn.
Yep, pretty much.
Hold on, let me finish my crust.
Sex. That's how she finishes it. That's how she finishes it, folks. Just sex.
That's not how I get out of artist block.
I had to take it away from fucking beating a kid with it.
Well, I certainly don't beat my commissioners with a sock full of quarters and tell them to piss off. Artist block.
Well,
artist block. I'm having a mental block on how I get out of artist block.
Let's see. The last stream we did, I badmouth Scrat. Now,
well, I tried so hard not to name him too that one.
Why you hurting on people? Why you do this?
Why I do? Because I end up ranting.
Stabs toast.
Hey, what did toast ever do to anybody?
I'm poking it.
Poor toast a rabbit.
What?
You're gonna piss off you, Griffin.
You've lost me. I'm trying to think of how I deal with artist block while poking my sandwich, and you're talking about toaster rabbit.
I am going to do some editing and edit that out.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna edit out the whole freaking Two Griffin bit. Yeah.
No, we love making it bad at us.
Artist block and how I deal with it. A lot of the time, when I'm having artist block with like commissions or art trades, I kind of take a wee break and I draw myself something. Doesn't even have to be posted online. I just do like a sketch of something. I look at a reference picture and I just kind of draw it. Stop it. Don't you even dare. It's not. No, I'm not even gonna say it because then we'll start talking about it again. No. Stop it.
I missed something here.
Shut up. Don't tell him. No one tell him.
Yes, tell me.
No. Anyway, new topic.
Red,
So,
please.
artist block.
Tell me.
A lot of the time.
I will hunt you.
A lot of the time, what I do is I just draw, like, a few sketches of something, or I draw what the commissioner wants in another way. So if they want like a badge and I'm stuck on how to line this badge, I sketch out another version of the badge and I'm like, well dang, I like that one much better. So then I move to that one and I line it and I color it and I'm like, ta-da, look, this is like 5 million times nicer than what I was thinking about while I had artist block. So
Right.
yeah, just doodle things and stuff, and like go for a walk or read a book.
It also helps if you look at the problem at hand in a different eye, if that makes any sense. You know, if you're dealing with school issues, look at it differently than you would normally look at it. You know, and step away from it and come back. If you step away from something and come back to it,
it's
a baby rabbit.
For example, I'm in college right now, so a lot of the time it's like, holy crap, this thing is due in like 2-3 days. What am I gonna do? Stress. And then the day before, I'm like, wow, if I spend like 6 hours and 4 cups of coffee, I'll get this done. I don't recommend doing things the day before they're due, but that's what I'm doing with an assignment right now, currently, as we speak. I'm finishing it. It's due like 5 p.m. tomorrow, and I've just finally gotten over the fact that it's stressful, and I'm like, whatever, get it done. Just sit down, you know, do a little bit at a time, and even if it's like 2 minutes, and then you're like, I can't handle this, just do those 2 minutes.
That's what gets people, is the stress. It's the stress of it. Like I said, it always come back to it as a with new eyes, fresh eyes. If it's something that you not due, like work project that's not due tomorrow, stop, take a break. You know, do something that you enjoy, reading, writing something else, doing some artwork, whatever it may be. Come back to it, look at it again with different eyes, different mindset, and go, okay, that's my problem, here's the fix. If it's something that you can't do like that right away, then stop, take some time, come back on it the next day, and do the same process over again. It always helps if you just step away from what you're dealing with and coming back to it again in another time period. I find it that way. I mean, I've had to do major reports in college, and I was like, okay, I know how I have to write this, but this subject on this psychology basic thing, it's like, I don't know if that's gonna work, or is it gonna make sense? Is the teacher gonna understand it? Is the class gonna understand it? And I turn around and go, okay, this means this, that means that, after playing a video game. But you gotta be careful when you're doing that too. You can't just forget about the project. You know, gotta come back to it properly.
Yeah, don't forget about it and then remember it the day before.
Yep.
It hurts.
Yep.
It really, really hurts.
I kind of like dealing with school issues. I'm rehashing that for certain reasons. Is that, you know, talk again. Friends, your best friends or your good friends are the perfect people to talk to. In a situation where if you're in the fandom and you have something that you want to talk with them. You know, I think that's the best thing for you to do. It's to talk it out with someone. and before you think, what about a person's age? When it comes to something like that, and you want to talk something out with someone, in a situation like that, I wouldn't care if the person's in high school, in college, or as an adult, or someone your age. I think it's the best thing to talk to a person who's someone who wants to listen to you, because they've been through that. If they're out of school or out of high school and they're in college, they've dealt with this already. If they're an adult, they've dealt with this already. I kind of recommend going for a two-age approach on certain things. Talk to your friends or talk to someone that's close to you your age, and if it doesn't solve your problems or your feelings towards whatever problem you're dealing with, talk to someone in a different age range. It be an older brother, an older sibling, a family member who's older than you, or even someone who's a friend in the fandom, or just someone. Talk to them, because they have different viewpoints than someone your age. And they may tell you, you may be thinking, well, your friend says, oh, well, just ignore him, or, oh, do this, or, oh, do that. And then they turn around and go. But then the adult will say, well, you can't let it bug you too much, and you need to do kind of these steps that might help you differently, because they've done that already. They've dealt with that problem once before. Usually.
Yeah.
I mean, I've dealt with everything at least once before in my lifetime. I got the new thing to deal with now is the
Are you Sir
Yes, I am. Because
from
nobody...
Gelderland?
I don't know. Because no one else is saying anything, and no one else is adding anything to this.
Well,
2
I
cents.
don't want to be rude and interrupt.
Feel free to be rude and interrupt.
Even though I've been rude and interrupted everyone in the past,
Rude.
like, hour. Whatever. Haters gonna hate.
That's what I think. I think you should go for a two-prong approach on your situation. Talk to an adult and talk to someone your age.
Yep.
Because the person your age... Yep.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Nope. Finish your sentence.
Because what I was going to say is the person your age will have more sympathy or empathy to your problem, because they're probably dealing with the same problem you are, while the person who's an adult has already been through that problem, already figured out what to do, and is ready to give you an advice about that situation.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is like another approach to the whole two-prong thingy that you were mentioning before is just even, I guess it brings back to what you're saying before about looking at something in another light. You can go about the situation like, holy cow, this really sucks and I hate it, and I'm just gonna ignore it and it'll go away, and maybe then I'll be happy. Or you could be like, dang, this sucks for this and that reason, and while I can't change that now, I can surely, combat what I'm able to manage and try and make the situation better for myself.
Yep.
Because it's all about understanding. It's not even about, like, getting better. It's about understanding why you are feeling the way you are. Because a lot of the time it's just like, it's raining, so I'm sad. But in reality, it could be like, when it rains, my body stiffens up, and I'm not able to leave the house, and that's why I'm sad.
Right. And there's actually a thing out there, it being closer to wintertime for the people in North Americas and the upper part of the equator, is that seasonal depression is a thing, and a lot of times people don't understand why they get really bummy or they get different, where they all they want to do is curl up in a ball in their bed and not come out until summer or spring. And a lot of times that affects it a lot in the ways people don't understand. Is like, why am I depressed today, but I wasn't depressed the same time 4 months ago? It comes down to, sometimes that's an issue and a key that, different things an issue in that.
It's stuff and things.
Right. So, Draco, what's your thoughts on dealing with school or work-related issues?
Yeah, Draco, bring up the dark past of when you were like 12 in middle school.
When I was 12, I was struggling not to die because the guy who did my hydro seal fucked up and sewed my stomach.
Fun! How did that stress you out? How did you deal with that stress, Draco?
I discovered the internet.
And porn!
No.
And you wanked off and had sex with everyone and you felt better!
Wunderbar.
Oh? Really?
Yeah, I was there. There was a time machine. I went back in time. I wasn't born yet, but I was there.
You were born, I was 12. Holy shit, you'd be like 10.
Okay, Grandpa Moses. Oh boy.
Get back in your wheelchair, old man.
I'll get back in my wheelchair and I'll masturbate after having sex.
Wow, you have a fast refractory period.
Even
when I'm not the one to bring this stuff up, it still ends up being held over my head somehow.
Whatever, you're just our punching bag, okay? We love you. How do you deal with the stress of us bringing up dicks and sex every time we talk to you?
I don't know whether to be flattered or scared for my life.
Both.
That doesn't answer me anything, though.
You can be scared while flattered, or scared about the fact that you're flattered, or flattered about the fact that you're scared, depending on if you like humiliation or not.
Back to the topic at hand.
We found one of Draco's kinks.
No, I don't even remember what you said. I'm just returning to the topic at hand before it gets too out of control that we have to end it.
Nice save. But we can see you backpedaling. The editing that you're gonna have
Ladies
to
and
do,
gentlemen, Supernova Lynx, for
editing-
$5, she'll make fun of your sexuality.
I'm not making fun of your sexuality. I'm not making fun of anything about you.
Anyway, dealing with stress in high school, I never really did. No, I never really did. Didn't have all the help we had back then. I guess I could say that maybe I discovered the Phantom and that helped me save me from a path of darkness. Accidental Star Wars joke, because...
apologies, folks. I am just slowly dying here.
We're supposed to prevent that.
You're playing Minecraft while we talk about stress and stuff?
No.
Or you're
I'm
playing a
actually
more
dealing.
stressful
I'm
game?
dealing with I think I might be getting a cold. That's what I'm talking about. Not
Oh.
death in a video game.
God damn it, Red. This episode's supposed to be about how to prevent death.
No, it's supposed to be about feelings and how to feel.
Yes.
Because you're sad doesn't mean you have to die.
No. It doesn't. Damn it.
Damn it, Bobby. I'm okay, Dave.
I
Yes.
It comes down to whatever helps is going to help you. It might not help everybody, but whatever helps you can help other people. And I think that's a good place to end it, give or take, unless anybody has anything else they want to discuss or
like
bring up.
several points of editing.
One big point of editing.
Nobody, you got any more suggestions about sex?
Well, now that you brought it up again.
Oh, I'm not editing out any of the sexual stuff. I'm just editing out the whole Two Griffin and
No, we love to
School
have
thing.
them mad at us.
Maybe we'll get more popular. Yeah, that's what we'll do, guys. We'll just have like the worst controversial opinions about things, but then be actually decent and nice people in real life. That's how you get popular, apparently.
We'll make a video saying Drew Griffin and Kage suck, and then as our haters find us, we'll be like, we were just kidding.
Not only that, we could be like, these people are weird, but hey, that's okay.
Or we could do what the Kardashians done, what fucking Paris Hilton done, and just have sex with someone.
Okay.
And sleep our way to the top.
Yes, we will whore ourselves into the famous. The ranks of the famous. Alright, so, Draco, you go for... You go for Boss Sergal. Red can go for Telephone. Who should I do?
I don't think
do the diddle with?
I don't think Telephone would diddle me. I think you and Telephone might have a better chance of that happening.
Why?
And who's Boss
cute,
Sergal?
Why?
I,
Oh, shut your face! And you call yourself a Sergal? Go home.
the only reason why I say that is, well, I don't know. It's her haircut. Kind of makes me think she's a bit of a butch.
Oh my god! Don't even get me started on that, you ninny! How dare you?
What?
Short hair does not mean that you are a lesbian. I cut my hair short because it gets in my fucking eyes when I fursuit. Am I a lesbian?
Sure. Weren't you at one time?
Well, yes. Well, yes, I was. But for the record, I had hair down to my ass. So.
I don't see the correlation.
Well, I cut my hair short and I'm no longer a lesbian. Well, not that you can, like, magically go from being lesbian to straight. I'm pansexual, but I'm no longer in a lesbian relationship. Ugh. So I am the opposite of your argument.
Well, also the fact that I don't think
Dick
Telephone would.
sneeze.
I don't think Telephone would date me because I think she's got radio.
So?
So?
No, it wasn't even dating. You just have to diddle them.
I don't think. I have more of a chance
Do you know
diddling
how
two
much-
Griffin
no, no,
or.
Do you know how much, like, coverage you'd get if you diddled Telephone and you broke up their relationship? Everyone would be like, oh my god, that guy's such an asshole.
I would have more chance of having sex with two Griffin or Uncle Kage.
But you're not Telephone. And they love Telephone, apparently. They have
Are we still
True,
recording?
but I have more chance of
Are
being.
we still recording?
I never stopped.
Oh, are
Oh.
you putting this in? Are you putting this
Oh, God.
in? Can this be like an after hours thing? We need bloopers. Put this in the
Yeah,
bloopers.
just cut it.
Well, it's gonna be at the
Everything
end
you edited-
anyways.
Start talking about
Everything
other
you edit
people.
out, you need to save now, and we're just gonna put a giant montage of why we're assholes. And this will be like leading.
Just cut out the part where she mentions Boss Sergal.
Why? Do you not know who Boss Sergal is?
I looked it up, and I'd prefer to go after someone that doesn't look like they'd cut my throat out.
Well, no, that's exactly why you need to go for them.
Fuck off.
Well, we know who Draco wants to go out with. That's either A, Rin, or B. Well, Rin. Yeah.
Oh.
Hi,
Raise
Rin.
one compliment on their dancing, and you say you like your tune.
Well, you get Boss Sergal, so that's what you get. I've decided
Sorry,
I
Rin.
am-
It's been
I am God.
it's been brought down. You kind of
Yeah,
lost.
I put down Mjolnir. You have to do the diddle with Boss Sergal.
The one that already... You mean the one that has clothes on?
What?
I don't know.
Okay. Normally having sex with people, you have to take their clothes off. So whether or not they have clothes on before you do the diddle is irrelevant. Love. You need to. That's like the main part of sex is removing those items. I don't know if you know that.
Anyways.
Okay, I'll make myself an asshole. I'm gonna mention this after it's over.
No. Mention it now or forever hold your peace.
I'll
she'll forget about it in 5 minutes.
I will hold my peace because I already know I've probably pissed off 2 Griffin or Kage at least once.
As if they're going to watch this video.
As if they even give a damn.
Yeah,
It's like
they'll be drinking wine and be like, "Oh, look at those not-important dickheads." Whatever. Okay, bye.
well, no, I think it's like him when we were talking about Scrat and he was afraid that Scrat's gonna come and find him. So what's Scrat gonna do? He's not gonna do anything.
But
It's
even
fucking
if they
Scrat.
even if they find anything, you can be like, "Well, that's my opinion. Go fuck yourself." Or
And-
like, "Whoa, sorry, I hurt your feelings."
Well, like I said, I think 2 would probably get a kick out of it. More so, and Kage is kind of probably
Actually,
indifferent.
if I wanted to make someone, actually, if I wanted to, I could get Kage's attention real quick. I could throw out a bottle of good white wine and then replace it with cheap red wine.
Okay.
That's a
So-
wine stream reference, people. Apologies if you did not understand that reference. Yeah.
Thanks, Draco.
Anyways, I think that's about it for today. I hope you guys
Yeah.
really enjoyed. We're starting to go tangent, and it's not even a good
Oh,
tangent.
God. You need to cut this out and just make it a bloopers thing.
Oh no, this whole end part staying in. We need a little
Oh,
bit
good.
extra time. The only thing I'm cutting out is the whole awkward thing about shit. So, hope you guys enjoyed.
Okay.
We'll see you guys
So
next
everyone
week.
gets to hear. Sorry, so everyone gets to hear like me instructing you guys to diddle people.
Oh, that stays in there.
Good. I want everyone to know that I'm a giant pervert, and the answer to porn is always yes.
Well,
No, I thought
What,
we,
Draco? What? What?
I thought we heard your answer. Thought we heard your best answer for everything is just masturbation earlier.
I'll fight you. Let's go. Fisticuffs.
No thanks.
Back to the schoolyard. Fight you. Be there.
Anyway.
I hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll see you guys next week with something, a new topic, a new standpoint, and maybe a new guest. Hope you guys enjoyed, and 2 or Kage, please call. Bye.
We're lonely.